Hello, welcome to another episode of Ark Survival Evolved Mobile Public Multiplayer. I'm Dr. Tokara, and in today's episode I'm going to show you how to prepare for a dungeon. So the first thing we're going to do, let's go over my stats. My stats are carefully planned for taming and for basically battling dinos on the island, which is going to come in handy in the dungeon. So let's start with, when I start a character, I start by leveling up my speed. My movement speed is currently 174.8. I can outrun anything on the island. I have no problems, even with no weapons, getting away. So that's why I start there. My melee is 168. My weight is 531. My stamina is 217, and my health is 379. Now, from what I've seen so far, and I've played several versions of this game, this is the best balance that I've come up with to work. So the dungeons come out every Tuesday at noon Eastern Standard Time in the US. So the first thing I do is, when the dungeon comes out, I go to the Ark Gamepedia, and if you search on Google, type in Ark Mobile Dungeon, you will find a link to this, or you can type it in manually. They generally update right around the time the dungeon comes out. They seem to be playing or watching someone play as it's happening. So by about 12:45, 1 o'clock, this is fully updated, and you'll see parts of it populate as time's going on. The map is the last thing to be added in. Now, generally, I wait for the map to come out before I run the dungeon, if possible, because the map will show me which way to go for the key, because there's usually two ways to go in a dungeon, and you don't want to go the wrong way and have to go all the way back and then all the way back again. And it also shows me where all the chests are and what they are, what type of chests, so that way I know if it's worth going to get or not. Because if you take a look at this map, on the diagram here, the key shows me lava, so that lava jump right there has a normal chest after it, and that is not worth going over lava for, so I know I can skip that. I also see the key is right there beside that, so I already know. And it shows you where the moving wall traps are. It shows you where water is, if there's any available, most of the time. Shows you what creatures are inside. It shows you what tech blue items are going to be available. But most importantly, it shows me what the boss is. Now, the boss helps me understand how to prepare for the dungeon. So now that I've seen all that, let's go back into Ark. Okay. So let's go downstairs to my my dungeon kit. All right. So this is the spider. So I know that I need a couple of things. I need my machine gun, my shotgun, and my bow. I always try to take those in if at all possible. With my bow, I'm going to take at least 100 rounds. With my machine gun, I'm going to take around 1,100 rounds. With my shotgun, take it at least 200 rounds. That way I have options. Certain dinos work better with certain weapons. It's easier to defeat, and some don't work well with others. So I like to have all three of those in there so that I can get what I need out of that. Okay, so we have our weapons. Now, if you look at my armor is 6,941. My helmet is 1,100. My chest piece is 1,400. My leggings are 1,600. My boots are 1,100, and my gauntlets are 1,500. So that's not bad. I'm going to continue to try to upgrade those. It looks good, but it keeps me safe. I only take one set of armor, and that's all I've ever needed. If you need more than that, you probably need to change your strategy because you're getting hit too much. Alright, so I've got my meds here. Now, generally, I'm going to take her in the 60s, and I always come back with some. It's better to have too much than not enough, especially in the dungeon. If we want to take any soups, like the enduros or anything like that, you go ahead and load them up. Let's see. Let's grab some food. And I'm going to take carrots. Carrots give you 20 food points, the same as meat. So it's easier to get carrots than it is to cook meat or make jerky. A lot faster as well. So I just take those with me because they are in my garden. Easy peasy. Okay. After you've already done your research on your dungeon, you should know if it's hot or cold dungeon. You'll know how much water to take. Take stimulants. I am going to take my wings in case there's a lava trap or if I want to go over the lava trap. If it's an underwater dungeon, I would take my flippers. And I'm already prepared for underwater because I have my bow. Your guns don't work underwater, so the bow is what you would need anyway. This one is not necessary, so I'm going to drop those things back off. Now, I've set my water, my stimulant, my meds, and my food in my hotbar. And I have everything prepared, and I'm ready to go. There's nothing left that I need. I believe I've got everything. So that's it. That's how I beat the dungeon 99% of the time, unless I get sloppy and run into a wall, which happens every once in a while. So that's going to do it for this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.